So the Belgian Red Devils, the Rode Duivels, have a new manager after the resignation of Roberto Martinez after a disappointing World Cup, which by the way, he's now managing Portugal. The Portuguese manager is managing Poland. Belgium now have a new manager called Domenico Tedesco. Maybe you have never heard of him, and that's completely normal. He's just 37 years old. He had 3.5 jobs previously. He is semi-German, semi-Italian. Actually, Tedesco means German in Italian, so there is that. Now, he's regarded as one of those young laptop/data coaches. You can maybe put him in the group with Julian Nagelsmann, the current coach of Bayern München. We obviously have lots of other coaches these days that are using these new types of methods, more relying on technology than, the old generation. So let's start with his first big job, and that was at Schalke 04. The two biggest highlights there would probably be the game against Dortmund, where they were losing 4-0 at halftime, and they ended the game 4-4. He was actually awarded man of the match. Well, this was the first time an actual manager won man of the match. Then, second highlight of his time at Schalke is that he managed to finish second in the league, so congrats on that. After that, after some, bad results, he got fired. After that, he moved to Russia to coach Spartak Moscow. Everything went well there. He managed to stay in the top half of the league. Everything was fine, but because of, the pandemic broke out, he decided to not extend his contract and to leave that job. Fast forward, he then got hired by Red Bull Leipzig. Of course, he got fired earlier this season, but during his time at Leipzig, he managed to win the Pokal and managed to reach the semi-final of the Europa League, losing to Rangers 3-2. And now, 2023, he's the new manager of the Belgian Red Devils. So, what can we, me as a Belgian, what can we expect from him? To be honest, there's not a lot to know about the guy. He's still extremely young. If you look at his previous performance with his teams, it was actually okay, although most of them have been extremely short term. Right now, his contract is also short term, so he's given the Euros 2024 to prove himself. There's no reason to give a 37-year-old manager with not that much experience, especially not at the top level, a contract for a Euros and a World Cup. So if he performs well, first obviously Belgium has to qualify for Euro 2024 and then perform well during that tournament. If that is the case, maybe he will get a contract extension to qualify for the World Cup and to perform well during the World Cup in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Now, to me, the big struggle here will be the integration of the younger generation for Belgium, and then let's say the phasing out of the older generation. The biggest problem to me right now that Belgium faces is defensive. Most of the players there right now, the Jan Vertongens, the Alderweirelds, they are pretty old. Meunier is still injured, not really playing that much at Dortmund. Then what usually happens is they play Castagne. On the left, they usually play Carrasco as a left wing back. To me, is a shame because you could use him more in an attacking position. Now that Eden Hazard is not playing anymore with the Belgian Red Devils, of course, you have a free spot right now for the likes of Trossard or, in this case, Carrasco, if we are playing him in a more attacking position. But again, there is a lot of young talent in Belgium right now, in the midfield, in the attack as well. Defensive-wise, we still have some struggles there. Yes, there are some couple of youngsters there, but are they good enough to be playing at the Euros or a potential World Cup after that? I don't know. Let's wait and see. Of course, we still have time to, give them the experience that they need. But right now, I'm really curious to see what he does with the squad. Of course, the likes of Lukaku, Kevin De Bruyne will still be playing because, if we're purely looking at the team, I don't really see anyone better than De Bruyne in the team. And as for Lukaku, let's see if he can find his form again at Inter right now, which, let's be honest, has not been the most successful loan spell of his career. But let's wait and see. We still have time until the first game. I believe that's in March. So we still have time to see what happens. Of course, the selection will come beforehand. But to me, it's a small gamble by Belgium to hire such a young and, let's say, inexperienced manager. But from what I've read and heard, it's because, well, the top tier managers were not available for Belgium right now, not on a budget, and maybe they didn't want to take someone like Louis van Gaal, who, in my opinion, if Belgium had someone like Louis van Gaal back in 2018 and the World Cup right now, probably Belgium would have performed much, much better. And in 2018, they would have probably been world champion as well. You might disagree, you might agree, battle it out in the comments, but stay respectful. But overall, Domenico Tedesco, it's going to be an interesting period for Belgium. It's going to be a transition into a new generation of, well, the golden generation that hasn't really won anything, to a more younger generation with still a lot of talent, with now a unknown manager, unknown coach. Let's wait and see. Of course, if you're from Belgium, do share your thoughts down in the comments below as well. What are your expectations for this new era for Belgium? Do you still think they could compete at the highest level, or do you think we're now entering a state where, well, Belgium will qualify for the big tournaments, but probably will not reach the semifinals or something like that? Let me know down in the comments below. I would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button, and if you enjoy this type of videos, hit that thumbs up button as well. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.